Hey guys, here to make a video on constructing a pie chart today. I thought it was a good idea to make a video because I just know that if I try to do this in class through our Google Meet, something will go wrong. So I thought I'll do a video tonight so that it's ready to go for tomorrow. So this example is from 8F. It's in your text, example 10, and it's about Sanjay's time on extra activities on a Saturday that he recorded his activities. Okay, so in the text it's got it, I'll just show you, it's got it in a table, but there it is, that information, and it says on a particular Saturday Sanjay measures the number of hours he spends on different activities, and then it's got the activities in a table. That's often called a frequency chart as well, when you've got your data displayed like that. So if you hear frequency chart, could just mean something like this. And then the questions ask you to represent the table as a pie chart and then as a divided bar graph. Now, they're two different graphs, but they actually use essentially the same process and the same skill. So I'm going to start by showing you pie chart. And then with the working that we've done there, we'll be able to easily do a divided bar graph as well. So I've just written down that information here in a list instead of a table. So we had 1 hour watching TV, 2 hours on the internet, 4 hours playing sport, and homework for 3 hours on a Saturday. What an excellent young man. How fantastic is that? Okay, so what I've done on my working here is that I've written out the 4 steps that you're going to do one by one. So step 1 is to work out the total. Now what we've measured here is time. So whenever you do a pie chart, it might be something other than time, but ours is time today, so that's what I've written, total time. So I'm going to add up all of the things that he did, and that will give me my total. So 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 4 is 7, plus 3 is 10. So I'm going to write 10 hours next to that. Okay, now step number 2, what you need to do is to find the fractions of each time. So remember, when we're talking about fractions, we're talking about parts of a whole. So for each of my 4 things, I might do it up here because it's got a little bit more space. My denominator is going to be 10 because that's my whole number. In this case, that's my total. Okay, so I've got 1 out of 10 hours is spent on TV, 2 out of 10 hours was spent on internet, 4 out of 10, and then homework 3 out of 10. Now you can, from this point on, I know we've always taught you with fractions to simplify your fractions to their lowest form. You can totally do that, but I actually find if you've got something over 10, this makes your next step a little easier if you just leave it as is. Okay, but we do know that that does equal 1/5, and here we've got 2/5, 1/10, and 3/10 cannot be reduced any further. Okay, so I've done step 1, I've worked out my total, I've worked out my fractions of each. Okay, and now what I need to do is to times these fractions by 360. Now the reason why I've chosen, or the reason why I need to do 360, is because that is how many degrees is in our pie chart in a full circle. So what I'm doing here is working out how big my segments are, because my answer is going to be in degrees. Okay, I'm just going to take a moment to transfer that data down because I'm not terribly organized with that, and that's going to annoy me. Okay, so I'm a bit more organized now. I probably should have done that to begin with. Never mind. It's nearly 8 o'clock and I'm very tired. Okay, so TV we had as 1/10. I'm going to times that by 360. 2/10 by 360. Remember, 360 representing the degrees in the total circle of the pie chart. Now, using your calculator, now I've just got my phone one here. Okay, you are going to times it by 360. Now in order to do that on your calculator, it's actually easier to type it in as a decimal, obviously. So that's pretty easy to do, like I said before, when your denominator is 10. So 1/10 is essentially the same as 0.1. So 0.1 times 360. Okay, that gives me 36. Oops, 36. Okay, 36 degrees. I'll fix that lighting in a sec, guys. Okay, 2/10 or 0.2 times 360, 72. Okay, 0.4 times 360, 144. And 0.3 times 360 is 108. And altogether, those degrees will total 360. Okay, so what do those degrees represent? Well, they represent how big you're going to draw each segment of your pie chart, okay? Okay, so I was having a think about what things you guys have at home. I'm really hoping everyone has a protractor. Okay, it's going to be really hard to do it without a protractor. And the other thing that technically you need, which I didn't let you know about and I hadn't thought about myself until just now, is a compass. So those two metal arms, one of which you put the pencil in, that helps you to draw a circle. So if you have one of those, awesome, go grab it. If you don't have one of those, we're going to make do today with a glass. Now, if you have a glass in your house that has a flat surface on the bottom that you can easily see through, that is the very best kind. A coffee mug's not going to work. You need to be able to see through it as best you can so that you can make the correct size circle. So I'm trying to be really creative here. What you're going to do firstly is to just, with enough space around it, just make a little dot in the middle of your page, okay? Now, as best you can, you're going to put your glass on the page, if you're using glass, like as much in the center of that dot as you possibly can, and trace around it. Now, this is definitely not ideal, but the best way that I can see how you're going to do it today whilst you're at home. Okay, so I'm almost, yeah, I think I've done pretty good. If you're using a compass, that's awesome. You just stick the metal sharp part in the middle and trace around it in a circle. And then you'll have a little indent where you've put that piece and that marks the center. Okay, now we've done that. The first thing you do is to trace out from the middle to a straight line to the side. Okay, now the first angle I'm going to draw, represented by TV, is 36 degrees. So remember, a quick revision, when you're using protractor, you're going to put their crosshairs, I call them. So not like this, but like that, there. Okay, now you're going to, usually with most protractors, you've got two sets of numbers. So you always start from whichever one is 0. So on this side, it's the inside set. If I was going from the other side, it'd be the outside set. But because I've drawn my line here, I'm going to use the inside set. So I'm going to go 0, 10, 20, 30 to 36. I'm going to put my pen there, okay, and then I'm going to trace out from the center of my circle to the edge. Okay, now I don't need to trace out to where I put my pen before, that's fine. Obviously you're just going to do from center. So that's TV, and I always make sure you label them, because I'd hate for you to draw all the segments and then incorrectly put the names on. So label them as you go. Alright, so it gets a little bit complicated from here, but you need to then go from the edge of this line now with your protractor, crosshairs there, make sure that that last bottom line is lined up, and the next degrees that I need to do representing internet is 72. So I'm going to go 0, 72, just place my marker there, line up my protractor, draw from the center out to the circle, okay, and that is internet. Okay, rightio. Next degrees we need is 144. So again, and if you need to, you can like swivel your paper around as well. That really helps sometimes, instead of trying to, you know, origami your hands across. lining up your protractor. 144, so I'm going to go 0, 0, 0, 144 there, right from the center out to there. Okay, and that is sport. Now the rest, because my last one is all I need to do homework, you don't technically need to measure and draw anything there, because if you've done it accurately, it should be, oh look at that, perfect, 0 all the way through to 108 is what I'm doing here. Okay, so that's homework. Turns out that glass trick worked really well. How good's that? Okay, so when I zoom up, I've got, I'm trying to get it all in the shot. There we go. Okay, so TV 36 degrees is my angle, and that's my smallest angle, so that should be my smallest segment. So always check for reasonableness. Internet is 72. Sport is double that, so that should be twice the size of that segment. And then homework is sort of a little bit smaller than sport at 3 hours, because this kid does 3 hours worth of homework on a Saturday because he's a legend. Okay, cool. So there's my pie chart. Awesome. I'm going to then quickly use some of the information that I've worked out to do my pie chart to do my divided bar graph. So for this you need a ruler. Okay, now the easiest way to do my divided bar graph here is to do it 10 centimeters long, because there's 10 in total, and then I can just divide it up with 1 centimeter equals TV, 2 centimeters equals internet, 4 and 3. Okay, so that's actually quite easy to do because my total is 10. So I've got 0 up to 100. Well, sorry, that's millimeters. It's the same thing, but just not to confuse you. 0 to 10. Now, make sure you do it sort of fat enough so that you can write within it. So don't do like a little midgy one like that, because that won't be clear enough. Okay, 0 to 10. Okay, always do this with the ruler, guys. Do not try and do it without a ruler. It will look terrible. Okay, it's like, you know, cutting your hair with your eyes closed. Don't do it. Okay, so I'm going to then mark out all the way along my centimeters. You could measure like just what you have, I guess, in terms of data, but you know, this is a good way to do it too. So 1 centimeter is TV, and then I've got 2 centimeters is internet. Sport is 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Sport. And then the rest should be homework, and I always just double check 1, 2, 3. Yep, home, work. What a healthy, happy young man this Sanjay is, spending his Saturday like that. Okay, now of course, before, I should have done this before, but you need to give it a title. So Sanjay's activities on a Saturday. Okay, and of course if you're doing the same graph, it's always good to label all of them. Sanjay's activities on a Saturday. Oops. Okay, cool. Alright, over to you guys. Good luck.